Hey, I'm Jon Thelen. Let me tell you something that I think is one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. It's the new and reinvented spot lock from Minn Kota. I run a Minn Kota Ulterra motor up on my bow, and man, I gotta tell you something. With the push of a button like I just did, I can just park this boat. The wind's ripping along here pretty good. I'm along a shoreline right here, so I'm not too far out, but the wind is ripping along, wants to catch the side of the boat and blow me all over. But I can actually, if I'm on fish, I don't got to drop an anchor like I used to. In fact, I don't even carry an anchor anymore. It's changed how I fish. With that simple press of a button, this boat's parked. It's going to park me nose into the wind, and I'm just going to sit right here. And I'll tell you what, right now, looking at that controller, it says I'm 3 feet away from where I press the button. This thing will just work itself around, but it keeps me so tight on that spot. I mean, we're talking a couple feet, and I mean, it's just there. The reality is I can park on fish right now and it stays right there, and it does it all the time. I was out filming Fish Head TV yesterday, and we were trolling up and down a spot, and we were kind of dialing in a pattern and getting closer and closer, and we finally got to that school is right here. And all I did is I stopped the boat. I was using my Ulterra anyway to troll up against the wind, but as soon as we got on that school, we saw him on the Humminbird. All I had to do is just hit that anchor button on my controller, and we parked on those fish. And we proceeded to spend the next 20 minutes to a half hour catching walleye hand over fist, one after another, because that's where they were, and we were able to park right on top of them. There's no such thing as having to take all that time into digging out an anchor, going upwind, driving back over those fish, probably disturbing them again, and then dropping the anchor and drifting back on them. It's simple. You press the button and you're parked on them. It holds regardless of the wind, current, tides, waves, whatever it is. I mean, you can see it's ripping pretty decent out here. And like I say, I mean, I am close to the shoreline, but the reality of it is when you look at this, it should be blowing me off the spot, but it won't. One other thing that I think is just awesome about the new spot lock is the jog feature. I can actually go, and I'm gonna show you right here on my sonar unit. I can actually go into a jog system, which allows me to just press a button. If I want to move 5 feet that way, 10 feet that way, 5 feet the other way, 5 feet backwards, 5 feet forward, doesn't matter. I can do it with the press of a button, and this unit will just keep moving me around, and then I can return to that original spot lock as well. It really does everything in the world that it's going to take for me to catch more fish day in and day out. And man, I'll tell you what, if you can park on them, if you can be precise and be right on top of fish or right on that spot where you can see where those fish are to cast to them, holy smokes, can you be productive on the water. And I am definitely far more productive on the water because of the new reinvented spot lock within my Minn Kota Ulterra.